Hello and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Cheltenham Festival Day 2. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Alright, we're still here. We survived day 1. It was rough as at points, but we got there by the skin of our teeth and we almost got our money back. Some of you will have slightly got your money back in a little few pence, I should imagine, depending on what odds you got at whatever time. But on starting price, we finished 40 on, 37.98 back for day 1. I said going into day 1, I'd be happy with enough with breaking even. I'll take £2 2p loss, particularly as after 4 races, even 5 races, it was all looking a little bit grim. So we will do the rundown shortly of everything we covered on day 1, including any note to any anti-post selections that ran, because we had a few of those run and likely we also had a few that didn't run. So welcome back for day 2. Welcome back if you are new to this and you're new to me. You're very welcome. I'm sure there's a lot of new folk because I can see from the figures. Likewise, there's a lot of loyal supporters. As always, there'll be people who'll be walking past the shop and not have a clue what's going on. They might mistake me for somebody who's charging money for a Patreon service. They might mistake me for some sort of amateur hour dude who's sticking up with marker pens and boards. For those people who've been around, you know what it's about. All of my profit and loss since I started the channel is in the description. So even though this year has not gone so well, since the channel started for horse racing bets, just on horse racing bets, we are running at a 90, that'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? 29% profit margin. It is a 29% profit margin. There is no guarantees in this game. The last couple of months have been an absolute struggle, but long term is the game that I am playing. And there will be people walking past being very cynical, as there have been in the comments. There's people who've watched a long time who are still very cynical, but likewise there are new people who are cynical. So all I would say to loyal supporters is forgive people for being cynical, but likewise it's really important to pull people up on factual things. And it's not cool when people stop by just to call you a fool and then start giving abuse to other people. So be kind, folks. Remember that. I haven't had to say that for a while. Be kind to people. Yeah, who knows? I might be a fool, but as far as betting on horses goes, from what I've done on this channel, I think I've demonstrated I'm not a fool. I'm not trying to be the Messiah likewise, though. So I'm not telling you I am the be-all and end-all and I know everything. Because on day 1 at Cheltenham, I got some bits right, I got some bits massively wrong. And that will be the case all week, I'm sure. So that is I think that's my preamble for tonight. But yeah, great illustration on day 1 of keeping your head when it's all going very, very wrong at points. Because yeah, we got there. So as I said, breaking even. Thursday is the day I've said I think is the best day. We will see. Wednesday I said is the second best. So you will see a slight adjustment from a staking pound point of view, not with any monies, but in terms of intent. There is more leans in my staking plan for Wednesday, and there was absolutely more horses I am against. So I didn't go against many on day 1, but Marine Nationale absolutely stuck 2 fingers up to me. So we'll see how we go with day 2. So running through what happened on day 1, we started off in the Supreme and got absolutely done over. Illatep Tomps was 5th or 6th. Those two were 5th and 6th. Dark Raven got backed into 11 to 1. I was thinking this looks good. 2 fences to go. I thought this might be all right, but no. They were 5th and 6th, so we got nothing back there. 210 Saint Roy ended up going off at 11 to 1, 3rd place, courtesy of Dice Up Dynamos. Pretty horrible looking fall, but indeed the horse did get up, so I think it all was okay. But 11 to 1, that was the big success from an anti-post point of view, because I talked about that horse on the regular channel when it was 33 to 1. So I'm sure some people were on at 33 to 1 for Saint Roy. So that would have been a nice little bit of place money back. But we did have a lot of others that either basically didn't turn up for the races. Then in the ultimate, wow, I got absolutely nailed there. Literally didn't feel like, apart from Fantastic Ass, it kind of went up and then faded. None of the others really got anywhere near. The Wolf jumped terribly and pulled up. Lascalin never got going. So yeah, at this point it was looking pretty grim. A place on St. Roy, that's not what we want. Going into Champion Hurdle where we had no real money down anyway. So didn't have any single bet, but Constitution Hill, I think, has answered the point. An absolute monster of a horse. That word seems to get very overused on ITV Racing, but there you go. It is a monster of a horse. Then we got to the mares, and this is where it turned a bit. So Honeysuckle got backed in. So if you got the price last night, well done. 9-4 favourite, it went off, and won like the absolute legend that she is. So well done, Honeysuckle. Marie's Rock was an underperformer, and She Wears It Well didn't really get much of a mention. So we made a tiny little bit of profit on the actual race, but that was it. And then the Boodles of all races, which I don't like, I went 4 against the field and managed to pull out a non-runner, which was the only non-runner after I made the video. Sod's law. So we had 3 going into the Boodles, and Jazzy Matty went and nailed it on a nice bunt finish at 18-1, and Metamorpheus was 6th at 22s, which was good enough for Sky, 365, Paddy and Betfair. I think 4 bookies paid that out for a bit of place money on that. So that got us back in a place that looked a little bit more respectable. And then the National Hunt Chase, again, kind of virtue of a last fence faller. Mr. Coffee got 3rd place at 11-1, same as St. Roy. So both benefited from a faller at the last, both 11-1. Malinello took a bit of a nasty fall, so we'd never find out whether that horse was a good price or not. Went into the Lucky 15. Only Mr. Coffee placed for us in the Lucky 15, so it was a few pence back on that one. The Win Trixie, the first leg, because Facile Vega got let down. The next 2 went in, but they were only shorties, so only £2 return on that. And then the Each Way Trixie, we only had St. Roy on that one. And then the combo bet was 1/2 terrible, 1/2 6th and a non-runner, so it didn't count for anything. So that was that. So yeah, we are left on for what I'm doing on here, £2 and 2 pence down for Cheltenham. As a nod to anyone who's following the channel for the full week, we are slightly up for the week because Monday we were in a bit of profit, but we were a couple of quid ahead. If you're just doing Cheltenham, a couple of quid down. When it gets to the free bets videos, freebets.com videos, I'll talk those through as a separate entity. But we were just a smidgen down behind there. We had a winner and a place on the Lucky 15 on that one, so we were down slightly. So overall, if you're following the full £200 staking plan, I think we came out about £3.70 or something down. So it could have been a lot worse, and we march on today too with a bit of a scratch, and that's all I would say. So day 2, right? First race, two races. This is what I'm doing. So in the Ballymore, I am going against the top 2. I've been keen on Hermes Allen, and I think 4-1 currently is a nice enough price. So yeah, I'm going against the combination of Marine Nationale trainer and jockey once more. Yeah, I'm not going on Goodland. I think Hermes Allen should be the favourite for the race. So yeah, I'm slightly I am slightly favouring the British horses. Not in any stretch because I'm biased. Just yeah, I'm Hermes Allen. So I've gone 150 win Hermes Allen. So slightly in there. Gaelic Warrior, I think, been unexposed at the distance. So I think it's worth putting a quid on at 5s. And then Champ Keeley, I don't think's out of it too. So I think it's between the top 5, but I'm basically covering the 3rd, 4th and 5th favourite in the betting market, 50p each way on Champ Keeley. These prices, as a reminder, these are illustrative purposes, so these are the current prices knocking about. I will take SP prices for all stats for this. So that is the Ballymore. I don't think any bookmaker's paying any other than 3 places on that race, but yeah, I'm going 3rd, 4th and 5th favourite. We're going against the top 2. Then I'm going the Brown Advisory, and I'm going against the top 2. So given how our Tuesday went, favourite Central. I mean, even in the Ultimate, I know I got nailed, but the first 5 home of the first 5 in the betting, 6, 7 to 1, 6, 7 to 1, 8 to 1. Like, that's when that happens, you know Flat Cap Callum's having a shocker of a day, because that is, I don't mean to talk in the third person, sorry. That basically is not what I'm going to be after. And then we had 3 shorties win. So yeah, I'm saying Wednesday needs to be a no favourites day in some regard. So the Brown Advisory again against the top 2. I've got a quid on the real whacker, and then I'm going 50p each way on Gallia de Litu. That is another big one I've had up on anti-post. So that one was tipped up 28 to 1 anti-post. So 17 to 2. I still think there's a bit of value in there. I think it's an unexposed progressive horse. And I'm going to go Time Hill 17 to 2. So again, I'm stacked on the British horses, really, apart from the real whacker, to turn over the top Irish 2 in the market. So we've got 75p each way on Time Hill. So just clear, £1 win on the real whacker, 50p each way Gallia de Litu, and 75p each way Time Hill. But I'm keen on the veteran of the race at 9 years old. You don't get 9-year-olds in the Brown Advisory very often. Yeah, I'm hoping experience tells. So that's the front 2. So yeah, so if the top 2 of the market come first and second, the first 2 races, we are off to a poor start. Then we get to the best race of the day for value betting, which is the Coral Cup. So Sky 8, 365 are 7. I think it might be Betfair is 7 possibly. Most other bookies are 6 places. So I'm going to spread it with 5 across the field here. Elvis Mail at 66s, Bold Endeavour 22s, Beacon Edge at 10s, Ikara Alan at 22s, and Red Risk at 33s. All 80 pence each way singles on that one. And then the Champion Chase, I don't like it as a betting heat. I don't think there's much in terms of how you'd read the form between Edward Stone, Eugenie and Editor de Gite. So I'm not touching the top 2, and I'm just going to stick a speculative pound on Editor de Gite because it's with the value compared to the 3. I think one of them is going to win, I think it's hard to tell which one. Anti-post, for those long time viewers, at the end of my Cheltenham review 2022, I put up 4 horses for Cheltenham 2023. One was Honeysuckle. Unfortunately, I tipped it in the Champion Hurdle at that point, and it went obviously and won the mares today. We had Tell Me Something Girl, which I don't think is coming to Cheltenham full stop. But we had Edward Stone in that bet at 8 to 1 at the time of placing it. So for those of you who've still got that live bet or have forgotten that bet was placed, at the end of 2022 Cheltenham Festival, on the review video, I put up 4 horses for a lucky 15. It included Edward Stone at 8s. The other one that's still to run is Flooring Porter in the Stayers. So those 2 are still live for that bet, in case you had forgotten. That's that. And then we're going over to the cross country, which I absolutely love as a spectacle. It's not always the best betting heat because it's not really place favourable particularly. I'm very, very keen, and I have been, and I've talked about this before. I think I'm not into bankers of the week, but Delta Work looks like the best favourite for me all week. But I'm not putting a single on it at kind of whatever it is, 11 to 8. So we're going Snow Leopardess. I think that's the best value each way play in that race. Snow Leopardess at £1 each way. And then we're going to go a couple of the biggies. Plan of Attack, which I backed last year, I recall, when it placed. So we're going Plan of Attack and Diesel Dalliere. So 2 experienced horses on cross country. I'm much preferring, experience on the cross country course. I think it counts for a lot at Cheltenham. Less about ratings, more about experience. So they're both 50p each way. Most bookies are paying 4 on that, so I think you're generally all right and it's consistent. Then the Grand Annual, quite a few bookies are 6, but not as many as I thought might be. 20 runners at the moment, and there's about 4 bookies I think are paying 6 places. So have a watch out. Sky R6. Going 3, Global Citizen, which saved me last year on day 2. We'd had absolutely done for the weather turn. I had loads of non-runners. The ground was horrible, and Global Citizen I put up at 40s. It won at 28s last year. Saved the day. Global Citizens made it to the staking plan again this year. Before Midnight, which is a horse I've mentioned before on freebets.com, that's just made it in. And then one I mentioned on my anti-post, but it wasn't in the conclusions, was Melastic at 28s. So we've got 75p each way on the first two, and a £1 each way on Melastic at the slightly bigger price. That's the grand annual. And then we're moving on to the bumper and the lucky 15. So the bumper, Sky R5, and I think, is it 365 might be 5 as well, which is rare, because the bumper is normally a massive field and it's terrible at place terms usually. Well, it is pretty it's not great for place terms. It's a very competitive race. I'm keen on the favourite. I put the favourite up, A Dream to Share, up on anti-post at 7-1 for a win bet. I'm not putting a single on it because of the massive size of the field. I just think it's not worth it. So I've got two. I've got one sort of mid price, Western Diego, 12-1, 75p each way, and the one that I like at a price very unexposed. Well, I say unexposed. It's a bumper. Most of them are unexposed. It's only run once though. 50-1. D'Art, 75p each way. I like the look of that. So that's the two bumper horses. So the lucky 15. We're going the same accumulator format as we did on day one. So we've got a lucky 15, a win Trixie, each way Trixie, and a combo bet. Lucky 15 for day two. Time Hill in the 210, Beacon Edge in the 250, Snow Leopardess in the 410, and Global Citizen in the 450. That is the 20p each way lucky 15 for day two. And then we've got the Win Trixie and the each way Trixie. Win Trixie, I'm going Hermes Allen in the 130, 410 Delta Work in the cross country, and the 530 A Dream to Share in the bumper. I mean, yeah, it's funny because on paper the cross country and the bumper are not two races I'd normally put win bets up on, but I just think that I preferred them. So I've been following those two as favourites in the market for a long time. Want to stick faith with them, so that's my Win Trixie. Each way Trixie, we're going 210 Gallia de la 2, and we're going the 250 Coral Cup Ikari Allen, and then we're finishing off in the bumper Western Diego in the 530. 25p each way Trixie. And then I've got the same type combo bet, so 4 times 25p each way doubles. We're going Elvis Mail and Red Risk in the Coral Cup, going on to Melastic and Before Midnight in the Grand Annual. 4 times 25p each way doubles. That's the combo bet. Alright, I think that is it for day two. That is the staking plan there. As we have previously done, the freebets.com video will be up in the morning. It was about 9 o'clock-ish on the first day, so aiming about 9 o'clock I should imagine, but I'm not in control of when it gets uploaded. I record it the night before and it gets uploaded in the morning, so about 9ish I should imagine, and that will have the other £10. So that's going to have the usual gig of horse of the day, another lucky 15. It's got the 6-fold ACCA on there, and it's got an extra bet. So that is another £10 going on there if you want to watch that. When it uploads, I'll put the link in the description of this video for those people who haven't subscribed. Alright, last thing is just thank you so much. I know Cheltenham is obviously a very busy week. People love to get involved. But yeah, just the amount of interaction in the comments, some good, some less good, is all appreciated. That, you know, I have comments on for a reason. I'm not hiding anything. It's all super clear and transparent on here. So if people don't agree or they want to express a view, that's fine. Just be kind. Don't be rude. That's all we're saying. But yeah, if you don't agree, then absolutely fine. And doubting Thomases are often popping in, so that's fine. But yeah, thank you. And yeah, just the amount of people who've watched the video, liked the video, yeah, it's just been brilliant. And to not fall completely flat on my face on the first day, albeit it was looking awful, I'm happy to get away with that one. So let's see if my leans for day two yield us a return, or we're coming up for tomorrow's video with a bit of a sob story and a violin. So yeah, it would be nice to get on the board and get ahead for Wednesday. That is the plan. But I'm not in charge of the horses. That is the horse racing gods. They are responsible for the horses, as everybody knows. Alright, that is me. Enjoy your day two of Cheltenham. I will be watching almost entirety of it from the comfort of my sofa tomorrow. So very excited to have it's the only afternoon I've got where I'm watching the whole thing. So I'm very happy about that. Alright, see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye bye.